Hi comic book fans, and welcome to another suddenlycomics.com video. And today I'm going to do something I haven't done before. I'm going to take a look at the top 5 most actively sold comic books in the marketplace. And these are graded comic books, either graded by CGC or by CBCS. So just to make this clear, this is nothing to do with whether they've increased in price. It's just the top five top selling comics in graded condition. So in first spot, so I'm going to look at modern, I'm going to look at bronze, and I'm going to look at silver, and I'll probably do this once a month. So we'll see whether there's any changes or not month on month. And in first spot, and I look at this regularly, and this comic has been in the top 5 position, certainly the top 10 position for a good 18 months. And this week it is number 1, and it is Spawn number 1. The price here for a graded 9.8 of $250 has been pretty steady. So this was a very mass-produced book. So there's a lot of them around, and there's a lot of 9.8s. In fact, if we go and look at the census, yeah, okay, there's yeah, I can see here there's nearly there's 7,679 9.8s. So this book is never going to be $100,000 book because there's nearly 8,000 of them. But given the mass production of this book, the fact that it's even at 250 is quite astonishing. You actually see I've got a copy of this. I bought mine new. I paid $2 for it. Am I going to get it graded? Probably not. It would just be one of nearly 8,000, and I've no intention of selling it. So there's not much point getting it graded, really. So it's obviously the first appearance of Spawn, the first appearance of Wanda Blake, the first appearance of Malibulgia, and the first appearance of Salmon Twitch. So there we are. That's the first comic on the list. The second comic on the list, and it's no surprise to see this here. This is Amazing Spider-Man 361. It's the first appearance of Carnage. Let's have a look at this one. I don't have a copy of this. Yeah, it is a nice cover. It's the first appearance of Carnage, and obviously the new Venom film starring Carnage has just launched. So I think if you're gonna sell, this is now the time to sell this book. Maybe a week ago was the time to sell it, and it is not the time to buy it. For this book, I would wait probably 3 or 4 months, and I bet you this price will come down. In fact, in the fourth spot, we've actually got the newsstand edition of the same comic, selling for nearly $400 more. The little green marks here, you can see it shows you where it's moved from the previous week. So you can see Spawn in the previous week was in 4th position. It's up 3 places. The Carnage one is down 1 place, and in 3rd place, up 6 places. And this is another regular on this list. This has been in the top 10 for 18 months. And of course, it's Amazing Spider-Man 300, another McFarlane one, and of course, this is the first appearance of Venom. This is an amazingly hot book. Has actually come down in price a bit. It peaked sort of March, April, and I think I did see this was trending towards about $9,000 for a graded 9.8. Again, I've got a copy. I bought mine from new. Am I gonna? I don't. It's not. It's got some faults with it. I'm not going to get it graded again. My copy's not going anywhere. So no real reason to get it graded. It's just nice to have in the collection. And then this is a crazily expensive book, but it is probably one of, well, it is probably the top modern comic book of its age. And as I said, fourth, we've got the Carnage book again, but this time the newsstand edition. And Venom is completely dominating the top five positions here. And in the fifth position, we have got Venom Lethal Protector 1. Again, I got this, I bought it new. It's the Venom's first titled series, the first appearance of General Orwell Taylor. Let's have a look at the cover. There we go. It's a great cover, this. I've got this one. I think mine is actually, let's have a look at the price on this. This was also pretty mass produced. So there's a lot of them around. Yeah, look, over 5,000, 9.8. I actually think mine's a 9.8. Can't see anything wrong with it. Am I going to get it graded? No, it's just going to stay in my collection. I've no intention of selling it. There's a lot of these, so I can't see the price rising significantly. All of these Venom titles, probably other than the Amazing Spider-Man 300, I think will these three, I think they'll come down in price potentially over the next few months. Right, now then, let's take a look at the Bronze Age. Let's just spin that out. Okay, and in first place we've got Marvel Special Edition 15, and again, this is movie related. So the Shang-Chi movie is still in cinemas, came out a couple of weeks ago. I saw it. I wasn't expecting to like it, and I did like it. I thought it was a really well done film. Very great action movie, and kept my attention from beginning to end. Some of the fight sequences were fantastic. So not surprising to see this in first place. So Marvel Special Edition 15, Master of Kung Fu begins, Starlin Art, origin of Nyland Smith and Dr. Petrie, and it's the first appearance of Nyland Smith and Dr. Petrie. And you know, a 9.8 of this now. Look at the price here, $14,500. Wow. Okay, and the last sale, yeah, it was about $14,000. But look here, somebody bought one of these $18,000, and then 6 days later, someone gets one for 5,200 less. Completely crazy, and both on Heritage. There we go. It looks to me as if there's a too big a gap here between 9.8 and 9.6. So I would say the comics to buy here, yeah, I think if you can, I think the 9.6 and the 9.4 are looking good purchases to me. In fact, somebody's just picked up a 9.4 for $2,000. That looks like a pretty good buy to me. So that is our number one book. Let's have a look at the cover. Yeah, nice cover. Okay, what's number two? Oops, sorry. What is number two in the Bronze Age? And it's another movie. It's more movie spec. Number two is the Eternals. Number one, and of course we've got the Eternals film coming up in November. Again, I've got a copy of this. I paid $100 for mine off Daz a couple of months ago. I think it's probably an 8. Yeah, but look, I got a good deal. It's currently fair market value is $250, 9.8. It's currently at 3.7. The last sale, yeah, it's actually come down. This has come down from its peak. I think this will potentially drop a bit more after the film has come out. I think if you're looking to sell this, you've probably missed the peak. I would sell it before the movie comes out. Yeah, they usually say the time to sell is when the first trailer hits. So that's been and gone. So yeah, I think you probably missed the peak on this. But if you've got one of these and you've got it to sell, then I'd probably sell it before the movie comes out. Let's have a look at the cover. It's a bit of a weird cover. There we go. Right, and in number 3 position we have got Wolverine #1. There we go. This is Wolverine's first solo comic book series. It's the first cameo of Yukio and the first appearance of Shingen Harada. Okay, I actually do have a copy of this, but it's I bought it in an auction with at Hobgoblin's Hideaway. It's actually signed. My signature's there, just above the head. And it's gone off for grading to CBCS, so I'll probably see it in a few months, and I'll list it when I get it. This has been let's have a look at the recent sales. Yeah, okay, yeah, so this is hovering around this sort of price, around $900. Again, this is not movie spec. This is just that it's a key Wolverine book. You know, Hulk 180, Hulk 181 are out of reach of most people. Where do you go next for a solo comic book? So I think this is not movie related. It's not hype related. I think this is a sustainable pricing for this book, and I think in the medium to long term this will continue to rise. In 4th position we have got Spider-Woman #1. This is a comic that I haven't got. I do have Spider-Woman's first appearance, which isn't in this comic. It wasn't in this comic. So what's the price doing on this one? 25 sales. Again, it looks like it's off its peak. The last 4 sales are less than this fair market value, so this fair market value is going to come down. So this could be a reasonable time to buy this comic. Again, we haven't seen Spider-Woman in the MCU, in a live action MCU. So when she eventually does come along, this comic will go up again. I think this one as well is a reasonable purchase. You know, I'd be looking, if I was going to buy, and I might, I'd be looking at maybe the 9.4 or 9.6 here. The 9.4 looks nicely priced. Yeah, somebody picked one up for $88. I think that's a really good purchase. $88 for a 9.4 Spider-Man 1. Okay, and let's have a look at the cover. Yeah. And in 5th place, so that Spider-Woman comic is 9 places up, Wolverine is 2 places up, Eternals is down 1, and the Marvel Special Edition 15 is up 5. And in 5th place we've got Amazing Spider-Man 129. This is the first appearance of the Punisher. This is a very hot book and has been for some time. It's the first appearance of the Punisher. You can see here £42,000 for a 9.8, and that's because if you look at that, there's only 148 of them. You know, so we were looking at Spawn and Venom, and there were nearly 8,000 9.8s. There's only 148 of this, and that is reflected in the pricing of this comic. And this comic has been around on this list again for 18 months. You know, this is just a very solid investment book. Okay, let's take a look at Silver Age top 5. So let's go to Silver. and splosh that out. Here we go. Here are our top 5. Tops place, Avengers #1, +6 places. I mean, this is amazing that a comic like this gets into first place. This is about the number of these that have been sold. So there's more of Avengers #1 being sold than any other Silver Age comic, which, given the price of this, is quite amazing. Yeah, so it'll talk about rarity here. How many 9.8s are there? None. There are no 9.8s for this. There's only 6 9.6s. So this is a hugely rare book. So there's not a 9.8 of this. They're saying if it was, it'd be nearly $1 million book. You know, but some of these have been shown. One of these, you know, a 9.2 changed hands here for $72,000 at Heritage on the 12th of September. Wow. You know, this is a blue chip comic. First appearance to the Avengers, the origin of the Avengers. You know, this is, if you got the money to buy this comic, your money is only going to increase in value, in my opinion. Right, let's go and have a look and see what's #2. Is it more affordable? Yes, it is more affordable, and I'm delighted to see this up 57 places. I recently acquired one of these. Let's have a look at Amazing Spider. Yeah. So I went to buy some comics from a guy who'd got some Fantastic Fours from a guy who'd put them on the Facebook marketplace, and when I was at his house, he showed me his other comics, and this was there, and I bought it off him. I think it's a 4. I'm probably going to send this off to get graded. Unfortunately, it's not a 9.8, so I won't be getting 62,000 for it. But this is, you know, there are rumours that Rhino could be in the next Spider-Man movie, potentially as part of the Sinister Six. Let's take a look at the cover. Really nice cover. Let's have a look. So if I think I might have slightly overpaid for mine. Yeah, so I paid $4.50. So yeah, and I reckon mine's somewhere between a 4 and a 4.5. So I probably paid fair market value. Let's have a look, see if this is going up or down. Yeah, it's recent sales are slightly more than the current market value, so this is still going up. So great comic in the #2 spot. So there's a lot of sales of it. Okay, let's go and have a look at #3, and it's Fantastic Four 67. So of course I'm a big Fantastic Four fan. I collect Fantastic Four, so it's really nice to see a Fantastic Four here in the 3rd spot. Come on, there we go. There we go. I've got one of these, 5.5. Let's have a look, see what mine's kind of 300. Yeah, and I got mine fairly recently, and I just paid 80 odd quid for it. So yeah, good purchase. It's the first. It's the reason it's on this list is because this is the first appearance of him in his cocoon. And this becomes Adam Warlock, so there's a lot of spec on Adam Warlock. People are expecting him potentially to make an appearance in the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 film. So yeah, that's great to see that in position 3. And in position 4 we've got Marvel Superheroes 12, and that is up 117 places. Wow. So this one's really on the move. I don't know a huge amount about this. It says it's the first appearance of Captain Marvel. Series title becomes Marvel Superheroes. Okay, and it's up 117 places. So some people specking on Captain Marvel here. And again, we've got a fairly rare 9.8 here. There's only 20 listed, and 2 of them are signatures. No, nothing sold in the higher grades since earlier this year. Where's the last sale? The last sale's recorded here, it's September and 9/0, and you can see the last sale was for significantly more than the fair market value, and significantly more than the previous sale, which was in April. Okay, so an 8 recently sold. How much did that sell for? 419 against a fair market value. So this book is definitely increasing in value. Again, it looks to me like the if you can pick up an 8 for 280 or a 7.5 for 250, those would look to be good entry points to me. Okay, and our last comic, it's in 5th position. It's up 9 places. It's another of those unobtainable ones for me. Not that I don't collect X-Men, so this would never be on my purchase list, but I know it's on a lot of people's grail comics. It's, of course, X-Men 1. There we go. Famous cover. First appearance of the X-Men, first appearance of Cyclops, first appearance of Beast, first appearance of Angel, first appearance of Marvel Girl, first appearance of Iceman, first appearance of Magneto, first appearance of Professor X. It's the first X-Men comic, and is there any 9.8s? Yes, there are 2 9.8s, but I don't know when one was last sold. They're estimating if one did come up for sale that it would sell for 2.3 million. When was the last actual sale? I can see here September. There's an 8.5 sold for 150,000, which is spot on the fair market value. And also a 8 sold in September for 90,000, also spot on fair market value. But look at how this book has moved. You know, if you'd spent 22,000 on this 2 years ago, you have got nearly, well, you've tripled your money. That would have been a tremendous investment. Yeah, in just 2 years. Yeah, 2 years, 22,000 to 90,000. Amazing. Okay. So that's just an indication of how good an investment some of these blue chip comics have been over the last few years. Okay, comic book fans, I hope you've enjoyed that. If you have, let me know in the comments, and I'll repeat this once a month, and let's see what's moving up in terms of numbers of comics sold. Enough said.